Okay, call to order our regular scheduled city council meeting for Tuesday, July the 9th. We are going to be having a closed session. Roll call, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council Agency Authority Member Taylor.
Here.
Council Agency Authority Member Torres.
Here.
Council Agency Authority Member Van.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Vice Chairperson Warren.
Here.
And Mayor Chairman Shaw.
Have you received any correspondence?
Mr. Mayor, we have received no written, and there is nobody in the audience.
Thank you. We are going to go into a closed session in a moment. You want to give us a little information?
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. There's 3 items on closed session. The first is conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, 1 case. A public employee performance evaluation of the city attorney, and another conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, the case is Team Pacific Residents Association et al. Versus City of Stevens. Thank you.
Okay, we'll recess into our closed session. We'll be back.
City Council has proceeded into closed session. They will return into open session at 6:30 p.m. We thank you for your patience during the silent period.
Okay, I'm going to call to order our successor city council housing authority joint meeting, 6:30.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council Agency Authority Member Taylor.
Here.
Council Agency Authority Member Torres.
Here.
Council Agency Authority Member Van.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Vice Chairperson Warren.
Here.
And Mayor Chairman Shaw.
Here.
Thank you.
If you would all please join the young scout in the back. He's going to lead us in the flag salute. Come on up.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, tell us who you are, a little about yourself.
And you just have to move the microphone up closer to your face first. Or you can hold it.
My name is Benjamin Light. I'm here to get some requirements done for merit badge, and I'm very glad to be here with all you guys and to see how these meetings work.
Thank you, you did a great job. You keep up the good work. Well, have you come back when you're an eagle? We have no presentations and award consent calendar. Anybody want to pull anything? Anybody write? Tell us if they want to talk about something.
Mr. Mayor, we have none.
Okay, before we do that, would you report us out of closed session?
Thank you, Mayor and Council, there's nothing to report.
Okay, great. All in favor of the adopting the recommended action of the consent calendar?
Items A through J.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining?
Second.
Who made the motion? Taylor?
Yep.
We have a second by Torres. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, items 9A through J pass. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
We have no public hearings. We have no unfinished business. New business, 12A. We're going to adopt our 2024 sewer master plan update and approve the sewer system management plan update.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, Cesar Angelo, Director of Public Works. So with me today, we have Julian with NV5, who will be doing a small presentation on the sewer master plan. Overall, we have capacity, which is great to hear. And also we want to share with you that on the staff report, there was a total project cost was shown as 18 million. And it's going to be 20,500,000. So that's in the staff report. To clarify that, and also in our report, it's there, nothing's changed, and it'll also be on the presentation. So with that said, I'll pass it over to Julie.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the council. I'm Julian Palacio with NV5, and I appreciate the opportunity today to present a summary of the findings and recommendations of the city's sewer master plan update that we just completed. Just briefly, what I'll be covering today is a description of the purpose and objective of preparing a sewer master plan, a little bit of the background information on the city sewer collection system, the regulatory framework and requirements that are required, and why we're completing a sewer master plan update. I'll briefly go over land use updates and future development plan projects that are anticipated for the city and how those get incorporated into updating the sewer master plan. Two of the main issues that we're covering as part of the master plan is doing a capacity analysis of the collection system and also a condition assessment of the actual pipelines part of the system. Based on this capacity analysis and condition assessment, we provide recommendations and integrate all that into a recommended capital improvement program. The purpose and objectives of preparing a sewer master plan, as I mentioned, is to evaluate the capacity and the condition of the sewer collection system. We also update the housing element information just to make sure that any changes within the city in terms of development or housing or commercial improvements are taken into account and into evaluating the sewer collection system. As a third element, we develop recommendations for system improvements based on the condition assessment and the capacity evaluation. And also very important to meet the current waste discharge requirements, which the city owning a collection system that is regulated by the state has to meet. And as as I just mentioned, the end product for us is to develop a recommended capital improvement program on what needs to be done to the collection system to keep it running. Some of the background, some of these things might be familiar to some of you, but the service area of the city is about 3.1 square miles. It includes more than 50 miles of sewer collection pipelines, about 1,100 access manifolds, and some relevant agents that affect the city of Stanton are the city of Anaheim and the city of Garden Grove. Both of those cities have flows that come into the city's collection system and are conveyed through it. And another important agency is the Orange County Sanitation District, because all the flow sewer flow that's generated at the city eventually goes to the Orange County Sanitation District system for treatment. Regarding regulatory requirements and why we prepared a master plan, the city sewer system is regulated by the State Water Resources Control Board. The city, as an owner and operator of a collection system, is required to prepare and update a sanitary sewer management plan with the objective of keeping the system in good condition, making sure that the collection system has capacity to serve existing users and future planned users. And at the end, the main objective of this is to avoid sewer spills in the system. So one important element of completing a sanitary sewer management plan that needs to be updated every 5 to 10 years is to do an inspection and condition assessment to look at identify short-term and long-term actions that are needed to keep the sewer system operating adequately. And also, as I mentioned, a capacity assessment that looks at what are the current flows going into the system and what are the future capacity requirements might be required. Now moving on to the actual master plan and things that we considered as part of the update and looking at future conditions for the collection system. We used the latest housing element that the city prepared, which includes accessory dwelling units that are coming into the city and how would that impact, and also the state requirements for regional housing needs allocation. So we found out that based on the city's plan developments, those regional housing needs allocations are already met. And in terms of looking at future plan growth, we obtained that information from the city and the plan developments, and included commercial development, mixed use, residential in low, medium, and high density, and also accessory dwelling units, which are anticipated about 14 per year. So all these development projects and land use changes were incorporated into the master plan, evaluated for future conditions. I mentioned a couple of times a capacity analysis that was completed. It was both completed for existing conditions and also future conditions, looking at a 10-year outlook. The 10-year outlook included known planned development projects that were considered within the city limits that discharge into the city's collection system. And overall, based on our findings and preparing a hydraulic model that is a computer-based hydraulic model that predicts how the system would behave and what kind of capacity it has for existing conditions and future planned flows. We found that the system overall has capacity to meet the required growth of the city. And there's only one segment that was identified on Lamson Avenue that is co-owned with the city of Stanton, that receives both flows from the city of Stanton and the city of Garden Grove. Sorry. And that would require some further analysis in the future, but that was identified as a potential project that might have a capacity. But it's just a 1,200-foot segment out of that 50 miles of sewer collection. The other important part I mentioned of our evaluation of the system is completing a condition assessment. This assessment is completed by closed caption TV video that is inserted, basically inserting cameras into the sewer pipelines. So this was completed for the vast majority of the city's collection system over the last probably about a year and a half. All these videos were taken by a company that does that and provides an inspection report. So with all that information, NV5 went ahead and reviewed all those videos and was able to assess segment by segment between manifolds, what was the condition of that segment, and was able to provide a rating to it, A through E, which basically A means it's good condition that only requires maintenance, all the way through E, which is the segment that could be failing and should be addressed, immediately, either a repair or replacement or a rehabilitation. So we went through each and segment in the city system. We made a recommendation, which some of them included no action, which means the segment is in good condition. Either clean and maintenance, which should be done regularly as part of the collection system. Either a point repair, if it's only like a little segment of the pipeline that's in bad condition that could be repaired. Rehabilitation, which could be through lining. That means you insert a plastic liner inside a pipeline and you don't have to dig, and you do that from manhole to manhole, and it allows the pipeline to be rehabilitated and continue to be used. Or, the worst case scenario is when you need to replace the actual pipeline, dig it up and replace it. So we went through the whole city's collection system, reviewed all the videos that were provided by our sub-consultant, and prioritized what needed to be done based on the condition of the pipeline. So I prepared a quick chart here that summarizes our findings. Overall, the system is in good condition. We did find some segments with the highest priority severity rating, which we classify as the letter A, B, and D, about 50% of the collection system that needs some type of improvement. But if you look at the table, we're talking about condition D or E about 5.7 to 1.4 miles total. So overall, the rest of the system is in condition that requires just regular cleaning, which is part of the maintenance of our collection system, or just to be continued monitored the condition. Moving on to recommendations coming from the condition assessment. I mentioned the priority rating of A through E. We focus mostly on only on prices that are D or E severity as recommended improvements in the next 10 years. I have a preliminary recommendation here table, which kind of points out percentage-wise and length-wise which specific recommended improvement is required based on percentage of the total collection system. So as you can see, that most of the segments that require improvement are either rehabilitation, lining, a point repair, or replacement, and not all of them are at severity D or E. So we were able to really prioritize and focus on the segments that need improvements in the next 10 years, and came up with some recommended improvements. So as I mentioned, after completing the capacity evaluation and the condition assessment of the system, we worked with the city, specifically Mr. Raquel and operations personnel, to kind of prioritize and develop specific recommended improvements and projects over the next 10 years to address these deficiencies that we identified. As I mentioned, most of them are based on the condition of the system. The system is old, but it in general has capacity except for one segment. So we went and looked at, what should the city prioritize for the next 10 years, and came up with 8 distinct projects. This list was developed based on, severity, proximity between projects, and the type of improvement that was required. So we were able to set it up in a way that, we recommend the city implement these projects. So this table here is a quick summary of the 8 projects that we identified. Its location, the description of the work, and the briefly the anticipated cost and planning level cost, in 2024. So what we did, with the 8 projects that are required, we went ahead and prepared a chart that is a 10-year outlook to when we think each of the projects should be implemented, and divided that cost into design and construction costs, and by fiscal year over the next 10 years. So we work with city staff to develop this implementation program for the CIP. And as Mr. Rangel mentioned, it totals about $20 million, a little over $20 million total over the next 10 years. I do want to mention that this capital improvement program, as it gets implemented, it should be reassessed, every year. Things change, the timelines might vary between some of the projects. By the time you complete design, you actually bring construction, so it should be a CIP that's updated every year, every couple of years, to make sure where the timeline stands and if other projects come up. So that is in summary what I was going to present today of our Family Sewer Master Plan, and I would like to open it up for questions.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on Via Canela?
Via Canela,
Was it up at the top on E? It's priority,
oh,
like, next. Oh, it's the second one now.
that's right, right?
Yeah, yes, no, CIP 00.
Oh, CIP 02. Yes, that is a project. It is within a neighborhood. It has segments of concrete sewer pipes that are in bad condition.
What does bad condition mean? They leaking? Are they leaking in bad condition, or is it?
No, they're not leaking, but once we review the CCTV video, they appear to be rough inside and concrete in rough shape. So it could
replace the whole pipe, or is it just lining them?
No, for that project, we're actually recommending replacing the pipeline due to the fact the size and the actual condition of the pipe. The hose pipe, if it's in okay condition, it is suitable to be lined, but if it's too far gone, it's better to just replace. So that's a project that we identified.
Are we timing these projects that they are, we're not just,
Yes,
we do these as
absolutely.
we break them up?
No, definitely. That's the coordination cost effective is actually do these sewer improvements and then we come back and do all the paving afterwards, so we don't have to dig it up yet.
We're going to start.
This next year, the 24-25, we're gonna now have a project to start looking at designing and make construction.
Do we have any of our neighbors who are doing anything to tie into what we have that we can shift costs?
No, we actually had conversations with the City of Garden Grove. Right now, they're the one on Lamson is the one we're talking about. So yeah, that's one of the potential ones that we're trying to work with them and see if we save some money there, so it shares the cost on our improvements and their improvements. So we're still coordinating with them on that.
And did you also take a look at our CIP projects in the totality? In other words, if we take two and combine them because they're close by, would that be a cost saving even though a year later?
Yeah, that's actually how we looked at this. To look at as Julie mentioned, we look proximity rather than Via Canela. We're just doing the whole track there. It's more cost effective. So yes, that's if they're close by. Well, the cost is a little bigger, but cost effective wise, we do save some money there. So yes, that's.
Because if you do that, we don't know what the costs are going to be in the future. And even though it may be a year away, if it's adjacent, you might as well do it.
Absolutely, yes.
I have some sad news for you. All the utilities that were put in your track were defective. The guy that developed there used really cheap materials, including the gas lines, the water lines, and there was some problems with
Yes, we've had a lot of repairs.
just so you know.
We have underground utilities, we don't have telephone poles or anything, and when it gets too hot, they explode. They were without electricity for about 48 hours.
Forget what you paid for.
I know.
Any other questions? One thing though, please make sure that you don't do what the gas company does when we do the sewer replacements, make sure that everything's put back in pristine order. Thank you.
Well, they completely resurface the street.
Yeah, so the idea is when we go and do the sewer improvements, then we use the money we have for the improvements, we just grind over the entire street, instead of just in the trench for the whole street.
Because they did replace gas lines, they didn't do a very good job.
That's what I
The
heard.
street's kind of.
Yeah, that was before my time, but.
Yes, it was.
Just make sure you do Gary's house and 2 doors down.
Both ways.
I don't want to hear from him.
We'll do the houses that are in the needed conditions. That's how we're gonna do it. Doesn't matter if it's on council.
Anyway, any other questions? Hey, thank you. That was an excellent report. And I think we're looking forward to it. And if anybody has any questions, give them a call. Thank you again.
Thank you.
The recommended action is 1, 2, and 3. Is there a motion to approve the recommended action?
Motion.
I'm sorry, 1 and 2. Okay. Roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, just to confirm, we have a motion by Councilmember Van and a second by Councilmember Torres, correct? Thank you. I'll now proceed with roll call vote. Councilmember Van? Yes. Councilmember Torres? Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Warren?
Yes.
And Mayor Schaller?
Yes.
Thank you. And I'd just like to make for the record for those who are attending at Zoom, we do unfortunately not allow public comment through Zoom, but you are more than welcome to provide written comment to the city clerk via email.
Okay, we're on 12B. This is the second amendment to the city manager's employment agreement. Appropriation fund resolution regarding the amendment to salary rates and appropriation of funds. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The city manager is in her second year at the city, and the city council recently evaluated her performance as provided in the employment contract. As expected, the evaluation was positive. The council directed our office to bring an amendment to the contract. The amendment include a 6% cost of living increase, a 7% merit increase, which would raise the manager's salary to $275,494. The amendment would also increase the city manager's self-allowance from $100 to $200. The remaining terms of the city manager's contract as amended by this amendment and the first amendment remain unchanged. There's one cleanup item to the city manager's comprehensive plan. Not change any of the terms, rather consistent. If approved, then there would also be an appropriation of funds and a resolution to reflect the salary change on the city's employment benefits, employee benefits, and salary raise resolution. With that, I would be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
I'll just make a couple of comments on behalf of my colleagues. Hannah came to the city, I think, a couple of years ago. How time flies. She's done a stellar job for this community, not only working with both law enforcement and our fire authority, but also with the great people and residents of our city. She's put together an outstanding managerial staff of administrators and has done a great job working with all the employees of our city. We have made so much progress within the last 2 years, it's almost immeasurable. We were at a point where we had to tie up loose ends, undo knots that need to be untied, and get things moving in a very positive direction. As you know, a report just came out recently where we're in the top 10 of Orange County in fiscal stability. That's because of the great department we have with our CFO and also the management of our city manager and department heads. If you take a look at all of the exciting things going on in our city, you have to remember that we're just a small little city that has a very small staff, that all of them carry out their functions in a very professional manner. And as we always say, we're a family. Not only were we very happy to give the 6% cost of living adjustment, because that's what all our employees got, but also we now is not the lowest paid city manager in Orange County, I'm not gonna lie, but she's moving up the ranks a little bit and is well deserved. Her professional standing is stellar. I personally am happy the day she came and the changes that she's made. That's about it. Anything else? I think that's right.
The great thing about Hannah is she's process driven, and process driven just eliminates a lot of things that fall through the cracks. So that she's really cleaned the city up, she's turned things around. She took a pay cut to be our city manager. It's not like she's reaching for the stars down. I mean, she wants to be, which is just incredible. I'm really thankful for that. But she's done an outstanding job. She goes above and beyond on a daily basis. She listens to everybody. If you have a problem, she talks to you. Normally, people in the city rarely get to talk to the city manager. So I'm just thrilled she's here. I'm glad we've got her for another year, and hopefully it'll be years more after that. All I gotta say.
Okay. That being said, I'm gonna make a motion that we, take the recommended action 1, 2, and 3 for 12B.
I'll second.
Roll
Mayor,
call.
council, there's 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I can turn the page. Before I do that, is there anyone from the audience that would like to comment on 12B? Okay, anybody calling?
We have none, Mr. Mayor.
Anybody online?
None.
Okay, so we're gonna, again, I'll amend it to recommend actions 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have the second by Carol. Roll call, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a motion by Mayor Schaubert, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Warren. I will now proceed with roll call vote. Councilmember Van? Yes. Councilmember Torres?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Warren?
Yes.
And Mayor Schaubert.
Yes.
Thank you. Item passes 5-0.
All right, 12C, this is an emergency interim ordinance of the City Council of the City of Stanton establishing a temporary moratorium under the code, Government Code Section 36937 and 65858 on the establishment of a new medical services under Municipal Code 20-400-200 and determining the action to be exempt from CEQA.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. The department has received a few inquiries about establishing new medical services in various commercial and mixed-use zones throughout the city. Our zoning code definition of medical services includes methadone clinics and alcohol treatment centers. This is in Canton Municipal Code Section 20.400.200. These facilities operate outpatient treatment centers that provide counseling and treat individuals with substance abuse disorder by employing medicines that eliminate drug cravings and withdrawal symptoms experienced when individuals with substance dependence stop using their substance of abuse. While these facilities provide a valuable service to the community, they can cause negative impacts on the vulnerable populations that they serve if not properly regulated. The city of Stanton does have an existing facility that was approved in 1976 to allow detoxification and methadone treatment, which has resulted in some negative impacts to the vulnerable population that it serves through various disturbances, assaults, and battery in the area. The zoning code provides minimal regulations for these uses and needs to be updated to better address negative impacts to the public, especially vulnerable populations that need these services. Government Code Section 36937 authorizes the City Council to adopt an emergency ordinance for the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, and safety. Additionally, Government Code Section 65858 authorizes the City Council to adopt an interim ordinance to prohibit any uses that may be in conflict with contemplated general plan, specific plan, or zoning proposal that the legislative body, planning commission, or planning department is considering or studying or intends to study within a reasonable time. At this time, the City Council is asked to consider an interim urgency ordinance to temporarily prohibit the establishment of new medical service uses under Stanton Municipal Code Section 20.400.200 and prohibit the expansion, enlargement, or alteration of such uses that already exist in the city. The interim urgency ordinance will provide staff with the time needed to study the impacts of these establishments and develop appropriate new regulations. In order for the urgency ordinance to be effective, the 4/5 vote of the City Council must approve the ordinance. If adopted tonight, the ordinance would remain in effect for 45 days, and staff will return within that time to provide the council with a progress report. That concludes the
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, I'm gonna open it up for public comment. Anybody online?
We have none, sir.
Anybody here?
We also have none.
Didn't read?
None, sir.
I'll go ahead and make the motion and that we approve the recommended action.
I'll second it.
Oh, no, urgency ordinance, thank you.
We have a motion by Mayor Schaubert, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Warren. I will now proceed with the roll call vote. Councilmember Van? Yes. Councilmember Torres?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Warren?
Yes.
And Mayor Schaubert?
Yes.
Thank you. Item passes 5-0.
Okay, it's time for oral communications. The public may address any of our agencies and city council on any items within our matter of jurisdiction. However, no action can be taken on non-agenda items. You will have 3 minutes. Is there any request to speak?
Did not receive any request to speak, but we did receive one public comment, which was provided to you at the dais via email, and there's a copy available for public consumption as well.
Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the council? Okay, hearing none, I'll close public comment. We have no written communications. Initiated business from Mayor, Chairman, Council, Agency Authority. Committee reports or announcements. Council Authority initiated items for a future meeting. Okay, I'm gonna fill out a form. There's been a change, as we know, in the Boise decision by the Supreme Court. I would like to take at least a look at some way in which we might be able to protect our critical infrastructure. I'm talking about things like our power plants, some of the other things we have, especially our storm channel. I think it'd be good to have that. So if you're okay with that, I'll fill out a little form and we can talk about it next week. And I did have a question. We did have some thoughts about a year ago, looking at some of the things that we could do to protect the city on the 4th of July. Did we ever reach out on that? Where were we with that?
So last year during the 4th of July discussions, we had talked about social host ordinances, but no direction was provided to staff to actually come back with a social host ordinance.
Yeah, I think I also mentioned there was some agencies, because I was at that statewide meeting, where they were able to use drones, also code enforcement, which were very effective. So, and also the amount of fines. I think we wanted to at least get some information on it, but I don't think we should.
Right. So we did, the council didn't give staff explicit direction to proceed with that research. It was discussed, so the council can certainly consider it at a future meeting.
Okay, so if you're okay, I'd just like to maybe revisit that, just to see what's out there. Anybody object? Thank you. I'll sign 2 papers. Okay. Anything for a future study session? Okay, this is item 15D, goes to Patricia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item 15D, City Council initiated item, discussion regarding request to proceed with a non-disclosure agreement with the Orange County Power Authority, OCPA. At the June 25th, 2024 City Council meeting, Councilmember Van requested that this item be agendized for discussion. Councilmember Van is requesting to discuss proceeding with a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, with the Orange County Power Authority to conduct a feasibility study at no cost to the city, no use of staff time, and no commitment to join. Ms. Van.
So as you guys may remember, when we had gentlemen from OCPA come and option, and what appealed to me was that it wouldn't cost us anything, it would not use our staff time, and also there was a data gathering period where they could estimate the data and present us with more concrete numbers and give us more information so that we can make better decisions about how to move forward. And it doesn't mean that we will move forward, but at least we'll have data. What I'm asking is that we consider this step of doing an NDA with the CPA and cost us anything, it wouldn't be this anything, we just simply allow them to have data to analyze back.
I have no problem with that. I think that's fine, especially since we're not out of pocket. However, one thing I would like to do, there are other providers of energy available. I think we should also, maybe in the future, as we go through this process, take a look at what is out there in the market, because there's more than one. There's actually more than, I think, four.
Welcome to come on, Councilman.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking that they also come to, help with this too. But also, I think we should also maybe hear from Southern California Edison, because they're gonna be a key player. Just a thought. Other than that, you have my full support.
Could we also just, it would take staff, not a very much, find out why, what things the cities that have dropped the program, they had it for a while, and they dropped it. What reasons they gave for dropping it? I think we mentioned each of the last one. But, I just like to understand both sides. Because there's gotta be a reason they dropped it.
Well, there was more than that, so that's gonna take quite a bit of work. 'Cause I know,
I think it's premature.
Yeah,
Let's
why
do
don't
this
we
first.
just-
This is gonna take a few months, and then when
Let's-
we have the data, we can
yeah,
proceed
let's
further.
let's hear the
That's
good
fine.
before we worry about the bad.
Okay.
Perfect. So, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Anybody abstain? Okay, great. So we'll be looking forward to that report. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I have no other.
Signal.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
OCFA.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, council members, and city staff. It's my pleasure to provide you the following OCFA operational report for the month of June 2024. In the month of June, the OCFA responded to a total of 410 incidents within the city of Stanton. This resulted in 7 fire responses, 383 EMS rescue responses, and 20 hazardous condition or service calls. Additionally, we responded to 11 incidents within the unincorporated areas of Orange County serviced by Fire Station 46. And all 11 of these calls were EMS rescue related. In the month of June, it was a busy month for us. We did have 3 significant incidents within the city of Stanton that required additional resources from the surrounding cities and our partner agencies to mitigate. We ended up having responded to 3 separate structure fires within the city. The first one was on June 4th, approximately 4 o'clock in the afternoon, involved in mobile home. Crews Engine 46 arrived on scene. They found a fully involved mobile home on fire with heavy smoke showing. That fire sadly resulted in a rescue of a family dog, where firefighters did their best to do resuscitation efforts, but they were unsuccessful on that. That fire caused approximately $400,000 of damage to the structure itself, and about $100,000 in loss of contents. And the cause of that fire was determined to be improperly discarded smoking material. The second incident occurred on June 16th, just before midnight. Crews received reports of a structure fire involving a garage of a private residence. Engine 46 and Medic 46 arrived on scene and found a detached garage that was fully involved with fire, with potential spread into the nearby adjacent structure. Crews made an aggressive attack to limit that fire spread. This fire occurred in a garage at a vacant duplex, and the arson investigators were not able to determine the exact cause, but there was reported signs of homeless activity in the area. The damage estimates were $50,000 to the structure and approximately $15,000 to the contents. The last incident occurred 2 days later on June 18th at approximately 11:30 in the morning. Our emergency command center received a report of a fire in a multi-family residential apartment complex. The fire started in the bathroom of one of the residences there. When Engine 46 arrived on scene, they reported there was smoke showing through the 2-story building, and they quickly upgraded it to a working structure fire response for additional resources. Crews, when they initially made entrance into the 2-story unit, they found a small fire in the bathroom that quickly communicated up into the attic of the multi-unit structure, and where they got crews in from each side to attack that fire. Fire was limited to the attic area and a little bit in the bathroom. The cause of that was a plumber was doing some, putting in a new shower valve, and it's a pretty common occurrence a lot of times when there's sweating in the copper pipe in the shower valves. The fire got into the little crawl space behind that shower and went right up to the attic. But they were able to quickly contain that fire and limit additional spread. Damage of that fire was approximately $100,000 to the structure and $50,000 to the contents. During the month of June, the OCFA, during the month of June, we participated in the annual Flag Day breakfast at Roundtree, and as well as Engine 46 and Medic 46 held its, the OCFA held its annual Fill the Booth campaign on June 20th, 29th. We're still waiting, and the event was really well attended, a really great outpouring of support from the community. We're still waiting on those final numbers to be tallied as far as how much money we raised. As a reminder, last year, the OCFA raised approximately $90,000 in a one-day event for the Buzzard District Association. June was also a busy month for us with the promotions and graduations. The month of June, we saw 12 new fire captains promoted, 4 new dispatchers graduate our fire, dispatcher academy, and we had 34 new firefighters graduate our fire academy, and they are now all on the field. Additionally, the OCFA received our 2 new Firehawk helicopters. As a reminder, these were military-style Black Hawk helicopters that are specially converted for fire use for fire departments. They carry 1,000 gallons of water compared to our current helicopters of 350 gallons of water. So we're really excited to have taken delivery of those, and they expect to go into service here in the next coming months for wildland season. Speaking of wildland fire season, this year was predicted as going to be a pretty busy year just because of the amount of precipitation we've had over the past couple years. The OCFA has been busy supporting incidents throughout California as well as New Mexico. New Mexico experienced some pretty horrific fires that have completely decimated the town of Rio Doso. And the OCFA sent 3 of our human remain detection canine. These are highly specially trained canine that they do from our Urban Search and Rescue Task Force that we sent over there to assist with locating any human remains from the town. And then as of this morning, we currently have 108 firefighters assigned to wildfires throughout the state. This is about almost 10% of our workforce. We have 2 engine strike teams out of county, 2 hand crews, 1 dozer, and we have 16 overhead personnel. So the county is very busy in supporting the California Master Mutual Aid agreements and Cal OES. In the month of June, we focused our monthly safety messages were focused on the ABCs of water safety, fire extinguisher safety, and barbecue safety. We have the most social media posts on all these. We received a lot of traction through our metrics on all of our social media posts with these public safety announcements. And then lastly, I'd just like to announce that for some upcoming events, this Thursday, we'll be hosting our annual Best and Bravest ceremony on Thursday, June 11th. This is the day where we celebrate the accomplishments and recognize the firefighters and professional staff of the OCFA at this annual event for the incredible work that they did during the year 2023. And then also we are looking forward to partnering with the city of Stanton for the National Night Out on August 9th. This concludes my report for the Orange County Fire Authority. I'm available for any questions if you have any.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Permission.
It's been a busy couple months.
Okay, I just want to make a statement. I think this is very important. Jim Moran, hold your hand up. And Chief, hold your hand up so you can see you. I went around the city because I got back from Texas today. And it was so nice to see that we found a way to help and support the homeless population, but also to clear our city sidewalks so that our pedestrians can move freely throughout the city. I think that the word is out that we're here to help, we're also here to enforce. And I think the symbiosis between those 2 things has made our community much safer. And therefore, please let your deputies know, chief, and also Jim, let our outreach people know, what a great job you guys are doing right now. I know that, this combined with our human trafficking, anti-prostitution campaign, thank you both for that. That has also started with, I think, on a very positive note. It's gonna get a lot better, trust me. We give you all the tools that you need to make sure that human trafficking is obliterated in the city of Stanton. Anyway, thank both of you. Please thank your staff. I'm going to adjourn the meeting tonight in memory of Kim Champagne. Ken is a longtime resident of the city of Stanton. He's been very active over the years with youth, also at St. Polycarp Parish, Little League Baseball. I think it's been about 55 years. But anyway, I'm not for the family. I'm going ahead and adjourn his memory. Good night, everyone.